Yo guys, welcome to the Zelda fiction. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto got harem with Komi? Part 1. Huge shout out to Mumei Mu for this story. If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe, so without further ado, let's get into the video. The tall blonde teenager with whisker birthmark walk up to his shoe locker as he look around at his surrounding and he switch his shoes out with other. I can't believe I in private high school accept me after the whole crazy stuff back in middle school. He closed the locker then walked down the hallway. Well, at least I'm going to keep my normal life and read situation as best as I can. No need to bring some crazy people in my life like my crazy family. He's really glad that he managed to convince his parents to allow him to have his own apartment on few conditions, and two of them were to keep his grades up and call them often as possible as he can. The teenager find his classroom and he quietly enter, looking around the room to discover that there was only one empty desk in second row from back. He immediately sit down in this desk and take another look around at the students, who was too busy chatting with each other, until his eyes land on an attractive girl on his right side. "Ah, hello, I'm Naruto." The teenager introduced himself to the girl after seeing that no one was talking to her. The girl does not turn to him, neither say anything but staring straight with wide black eyes. She has a long black Harem-like hair, wear a female school uniform with black leggings. Must be one of these silent type. Naruto scratched his head as he turned back to the front, only to raise his eyebrow at bad vibes from several students around him, and he swears some were muttering something under their breaths. "I can sit there if he dies." Naruto, hakekakekaki. "Me gonna kill ya." They're weird, the blonde muttered to himself with a small sweat drop, and it don't take long enough until a female teacher walk into the class, telling everyone to take their seat right now. Self-introduction time. The teacher suddenly announced, pointing at the first person in front row, and it went on for a bit while. My name is Aguri, I'm a busty teenager with pineapple hairdo stuttered nervously with some fidgets, nice to meet you al. Aguri-san, you're too loud. A random girl laughed with a light smack on the glass-wearing teenager's back. Next the teacher said, and the attractive girl stand up as everyone's eyes fix on her. After 3 minutes, the girl walked toward the blackboard, then write something faster before she returned to her desk with closed eyes, while everyone silently praise her act with blushes. The name on blackboard read, Komi Shako. What the foo? Naruto stared puzzlingly at the girl then at his bizarre classroom. Next. The blushing teacher calmed herself down, and the blonde take this as his cue. "Yo, I'm Naruto, just Naruto." The teenager stands up as he greeted his classroom with raised hand, "Nice to meet you all." Have nothing else to say, he just sit down and he hears some whispers that make him frown slightly. That's it. What a douchebag. Damn Yankee, who does he think he is? Tucker? Okay, what's with all hates? Naruto wondered to himself, they are going to have problems if they keep it up. Bring the things I listed to school tomorrow, got it, kids. The teacher finished outlining the list to her homeroom. Next, the most students weren't paying her attention because they were too focused on one person, and that's Shako. I know she's cute, but there's no need for them to go this far. Naruto shook his head mentally as everyone gush over her, as if they were meeting a celebrity in real life. An object fell off Shako's desk by accident and it landed near Naruto's desk, causing him to look down to see a white eraser. "Here, you just dropped your eraser." He picked the eraser up before a compass pencil flew past his hand at high speed, sticking into floor ahead of them. "Sir," he glanced over his shoulder to see a student dressing up like a ninja as he clicked his tongue while attempting to intimidate him with a glare. Who the tuck is this guy? What's his problem? Naruto decided to ignore him as he placed the eraser on Shako. "Here." Shako looked at her eraser, then suddenly turned to face him with trembling body. Okay, the blonde teenager resumes his note-taking, pretend not to see this strange scene. The class ended when the teacher leave the room and on cue, all students turn and race over to Shako, almost like an horde. At this moment, Naruto spot a muscular teenager with weird hairdo running toward their direction with a so-called innocent happy face, but he can see a familiar wick glint in this weirdo's eyes as the giant student sticks his elbow out awkwardly. As if he was planning to hit Naruto's head. Really? Naruto deadpanned inwardly as his right hand grabbed a thick textbook out of his school bag. "Seriously, it's the first day here and everyone hate me for no reason." The bulky teenager threw his elbow out as Naruto lifted his book up to block the blow, and he swear he hears some small crack. Ugh. The teenager bit his lower lip with tears in his eyes, attempting to look innocent as he joined the mob around the quiet beauty while clutching his other arm. Did this guy broke his elbow from hitting a textbook? Naruto stowed his bent textbook back in bag. What a wimp. He rested his head on arms as he tried to figure out why everyone are acting like that around him before he brushed it off. Prefer to sleep through free time. I bet they think I'm some foreigner again. He guessed before he fall asleep in his arms. Ah. A soft voice uttered as Naruto stir up from his slumber. Why did I? The teenager blinked groggily at an unfamiliar voice, come forward without saying anything. Wait, did I oversleep? Naruto blinked few times at empty classroom. Meow. Oh crap. The blonde swiftly sit up, what class are we in? Did I miss the whole D? There was a startled squeak to his right and he turned around to see Shako with bewildered look, hi. The girl stares for a while with shaking shoulders before she suddenly run toward the door while knocking desks out of her way and he realized something. Hey, wait. His mouth moved without thinking as he get up, are you bad at speaking with others? The girl froze in her trail as he tilted his head, am I right? Shako slowly turned to face him with a motionless expression, ha 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 ha. It becomes some weird creepy chant and it unnerved Naruto. Hey you are really bad at speaking. Naruto held his hands up in attempt to calm her down and she nodded her head once, holding onto her collar. What were you trying to say? Naruto looked around for anything to help them communicate, maybe some notebooks from my bag. He looked at a blackboard, how about writing it down on blackboard or notebook? If you want to. Shako immediately perked up at his suggest and he swear he can see cat ears sticking up from her head as she walk over to the blackboard, writing right away. How could you tell that I have trouble speaking to others? She wrote, staring at him curiously. I kinda guessed. He admitted, you don't say a word to anyone since this morning and there's this self-introduction. At first I thought you were mute or something like that until I heard you when I wake up. He hummed, is there anyone beside me who know about this? None. Shako replied. Naruto rubbed his neck before he glanced at the clock, we're supposed to go to gym for something, right? Shall we? He was about to walk out, but the girl suddenly grabbed the hem of his jacket. Why the girl chanted so fast, creeping him out once again. Is there something else you want to say? He asked slowly and the attractive teenager write something down on board. I couldn't eat my lunch. You're hungry and you forget your lunch? Naruto questioned and she looked flustered for some reason. I get so nervous when I'm in front of people and my face tenses up because I get so scared. Shako wrote, but actually, I want to chat. When I get close to people, they get nervous too and run away from me, some even faint and some even kneel down and begged for my forgiveness. Do people hate me? Wait, no, of course they do. How can they like someone they can't speak with? Her hand trembled, back in middle school, I ate my lunches alone. It's kind of painful. I'm envious of people who can talk and eat with their friends. I hate it so much, so I tried to speak to others every day. But my voice wouldn't come out. No matter what I did, it just wouldn't. It's as if I lost the ability to speak. What should I do? She slumped down with hic as if she was crying. I'm sorry, it must be hard on you. He take his handkerchief out to her, here, you can use this. No, it's just hiccups. Shako turned to reveal her clean face, hiccuping few times to prove it. Naruto slowly put the handkerchief back in his pocket with embarrassing blush. Few minutes went by until her hiccup ceases, has it stopped? Yes, I'm sorry. She replied as he waved it off before she resumed her writing, I can't greet people. Anyone can do it easily but not me. Expressing happiness, conveying gratitude, talking about past mistakes, discussing studies, small talk about weather. I'm sorry. He raised his eyebrow to apologize that, because of me, people now view you as someone unpleasant, Naruto-san. If there's anything I can do for you, Hold on, Komi. Naruto held his right hand up as she turned to him, I don't remember you doing anything wrong to me. Shako think back to several times that some students either speak bad or attempt to do something to Naruto, anyway. Did I get ignored? He sweat dropped. Anyway, I still think I have to apologize to you. She wrote, I'm sorry. I'm also sorry for taking your time with all these mundane topics. Please forget everything you saw and heard here today. Don't apologize to me, like I say, you did nothing wrong. Naruto cut her off as he picked up another chalk, then write something down, if you wonder about other people treating me this way, I'm used to it. He finished wrote on the board and it read, the weather is alright. What do you think? The girl stared at him for a while before she wrote her response down. Yes, I think it's nice today. She glanced up to him then back to the board, the sakura petals look beautiful. Spring person, aren't you? I'm more fuller winter guy. I like rain, what about you? Do you have a favorite food? Same, I also like snow. I love ramen very much, it's the food of Komi. They wrote all over the board with some small chat, from basic to random short story and short games. What's your dream? Naruto asked. Having 100 friends. She wrote then whipped her head to him with stern yet cute look, please don't laugh. Okay, then, I'm your first friend and I'll help you get 99 more. He snickered quietly and she stared at his response with a faint heat in her cheeks. Thank you. Shako wrote with blush, please take care of me. She suddenly ran out of the classroom before he can stop him. Why does it feel like I confessed to someone and got accepted? Naruto asked himself with odd look before he erased the board. Anyway, I have to figure out how to help her out with getting friends. He scratched his head. Well, at least it's going to be normal life for me. What he don't know is that the school is quite famous for having certain types, ranging from eccentrics to oddballs, and it will be little hard for his new friend to find friends in this bizarre school. Even it will be hard for him to have a normal life. The next day, Naruto walked in a hallway until he encountered Shako, and the said student's eyes lit up at the sight of him. Morning, Komi. He lazily raised his hand up to her. You ready for school today? She nodded once as they walked toward their classroom. Do you want to practice speaking a bit? Like saying please be my friend or something like that, so you can get 100 friends in no time. Shako perk up and they stare at each other for few moments before she becomes stiffened like a hard rock. Well, I guess we have a long way to go before we get there, huh? He immediately noticed that she was holding one finger out behind her school bag. One more time. Alright, let's try it again. The results were same and as they enter the classroom and take their seats as the blonde take a glance around, some students were in small group and doing whatever they were doing. Hey am I? A random girl hollered loudly to a trendy girl with another girl before they start gossip about random stuff like, have you heard about? Which chick do you think is hot? A random boy asked this shinobi wannabe. Let me see. The masked student cupped his chin with a hum and Naruto look around more until the teacher walk in to start the class as everyone take their seat. The lunch break comes around and the teenagers eat their lunches at their own pace. I don't know who would be her friend because everyone's so weird. Naruto think deeply as he glanced at Shako's fans, and there is no way I'm letting her befriend fanboys or fangirls. I mean they even hold one guy up on a freaking short ladder. He get up with a quiet mumble. Guess I have no choice. Then he approached a certain desk up front. Osana. A female petite student with short lavender hair glanced over her shoulder before she flashed a McCoy smirk. Ah. Hey, your self-introduction yesterday was quite short and simple, huh? She leaned back. What's up? Is there something you want from your childhood friend, Osana Najimi? Naru-kun. Childhood friend, my ass. Naruto deadpanned. You kept calling everyone your. And Komi. Najimi glanced to the blonde side and he followed her gaze to see Shako standing next to him. Oh. The blonde nearly jumped up from her sudden appearance. He didn't hear or see her following him. When did you? He cleared his throat as he gestured to Najimi. This girl is Osana Najimi. We used to play together for a summer when we were about 5. Huh? Najimi leaned in between them with a wide grin as she hopped onto her chair. What are you talking about, Naru-kun? I'm not a girl because I wear skirt. Do you know people from Scotland? Don't you dare trying to troll me with gender confusion prank. Naruto chopped her head lightly with a deadpan expression. You may convince everyone else over your questionable gender, but not me, because I know you are a girl for sure. Ah, right. The lavender-haired girl giggled. I forget we took bath together. She cupped her bust with lewd blush as Shako sharply turned to stare at Naruto with big doe eyes. Of course, I'll never forget this moment when my dear Naru-hon see me nude. If you wish to use me to fulfill your pent-up carnal desire, go ahead and. We took bath together once when we were 5 and it was completely innocent. The blonde once again chopped her head with twitching eyebrow before he turned to the silent beauty. Don't believe whatever she said, because that was a joke and she loved to troll people as much as she can. Shako stared blankly. Anyway, she's not a bad person I think so if you want to, you can ask her. The beauty turned her head to Najimi before she tilted her head puzzlingly. He leaned in to whisper into her ear, ask her to be your friend. Shako remained silent so long that the classroom emptied out with only trio remaining. Pleep plupple 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 plupple. Keep going, you're almost there. Naruto encountered the chattering girl. Oh, what? Najimi sweated frighteningly as she grabbed Naruto's jacket. What is this? She's saying please be my friend. The blonde said. Seriously? The lavender-haired girl glanced between them. Hey, are you sure of that? Hi. Naruto replied. Can you be her friend? It's easy thing for you to do that, right? Ah, okay, I get it. Najimi looked away with sweats, but sorry, but I think it's impossible. Why not? He asked before he noticed Shako's glossed over eyes and he waved his hand in front of her few times, then turned back to the self-proclaimed childhood friend, and the reason better be good one. Man, sorry. The lavender-haired girl smiled sheepishly. I'm not good with Komi. The blonde just stared. I said that the entirety student body are my childhood friends. I also met Komi a long time ago. In my second year of elementary school, to be exact. You see, that time, Komi was the only person whom I couldn't befriend. She just ignored everything I said. It shocked me so much I was bedridden for an entire week. So she's like that since then. Naruto sneaked a glance at the shocked beauty. I'm mature enough, so I won't say I hate Komi, but Najimi said gloomily, when our eyes meet, I tremble. I believe there is a misunderstanding. He said, she didn't ignore you, you'll understand after talking to her. Listen, Naru-kun, I did my best, but it was for nothing. She waved it dismissively, it's impossible, that's it. First of all, isn't she popular? She should have lots of friends already. You'll understand after talking to her. Naruto repeated. Why are you siding with her so much? Najimi leaned closer with a teasing smirk, do you like her? No, I bet I'm not her type. He grunted, I just want to help her out so I don't have to deal with weirdo guys around us. The atmosphere becomes quiet, what? I think you're so cool, Naru-kun. The lavender-haired girl placed pinky finger on her bottom LP with trembling body, gosh, it's so wet now. Too much information. Naruto deadpanned. Okay. Najimi chuckled, I'll go home together with Komi. Alright. He nodded. On a few conditions. The purple-haired girl grinned, stop calling me Osana, okay? We're very close friends, aren't we? Go back to calling me Najimi like you used to. Fine. Naruto sighed before he turned to stiffen beauty, wow, she's still out of it this long, huh? And second Najimi spoke up to catch his attention, I want you to tag along. Follow us out of sight, her knees shook, please. I don't want to be alone with Komi. Okay. He sighed again, you really need to get some help. Well, then Najimi cleared her throat outside on field as the school ended before she gazed to the beauty, let's go home Komi. The girls stared at each other before their bodies start to trembling for different reasons and in the distance, Naruto just stand there with blank face. So weird Naruto sweat dropped before the girls walked together into the street and he followed them at safe distance. He have no idea what the lavender-haired girl was talking about with Shako, and they suddenly stop and trail for some reason before his phone buzzed, causing him to pull it out to read the text. It was from this troll girl and she said she give up. The blonde rolled his eyes and he was about to text back until someone run past him with a shout. Najimi. A giant bulky teenager raced up to the girls with a teenager with buck teeth, heh. He smirked down to the said girl, found ya, Najimi. Najimi tilted her head before she snapped her fingers, heyo, Ma-kun and Shai-chan. What's up? You moved away without telling us anything. The bulky teenager screeched with clasped hands. Ma-kun's so lonely without you, Najimi. The buck-teethed teenager shouted with few nods. Ah, other childhood friends of her. Naruto rubbed his forehead, seriously how many did this girl befriend? He decide to come out of hiding and Shako immediately spot him, which he give her a wave. So, is there anything you want? The lavender-haired girl asked. Ah, there is. Ma-kun gasped with hand on his chest, I realized this just after you were gone. I realized just how much I treasure you in my heart. Go get her, Ma-kun. Shai-chan cheered his friend on. Najimi, be my girlfriend. The bulky teenager bowed with outstretching hand. Impossible. Najimi immediately rejected him, I'm a guy, after all. So quick both Naruto and Shako thought before the blonde shake his head with another sigh and she claimed to be male for this one, huh? Najimi Ma-kun stripped his jacket for no reason and Shako noticed something on ground, I've already made up my mind. To protect this warm feeling in my heart. He grabbed Najimi's wrist tighter. Ow, hey. The lavender-haired girl winced, let go of me. Najimi the bulky teenager licked his lip, you can't escape from me. Hello, police. Naruto spoke loudly to catch their attention as he held phone up to his ear, I like to report a pervert. He's half naked and is attempting to force himself on a defenseless girl. I took his picture and sent it to you. Where? Ma-kun looked around confusingly until he realized that the half-naked pervert is himself. Oi, it's not what it low he froze when he feel a hand on his shoulder, what's with this feeling of pressure? He sharply turned around to see Shako, oh, it's just a girl what is it? He asked, she's pretty she opened her hand to reveal a key, my house key. Why Dr. Opt Shako shivered with quiet mumble. Sound like she's saying she'll murder him. Naruto thought to himself as he watched the bulky man cower under the beauty staring before Ma-kun ran off with a blood-curdling scream, his bewildered friend chased him right away. The beauty just held the key out blankly and she turned to look at Najimi, then turned around with gloomy atmosphere. There. The blonde patted her back, cheer up. He may misunderstood you or something. I think I can be friends with you, Komi. They turned to Najimi before she suddenly laughed out loudly to their puzzlement, you're so funny, Komi. She wiped tears out with another chuckle, I totally got the wrong impression of you. I thought you're the type of person that sucks people's blood or something, Komi. Boy, she's not a vampire. Naruto sweat dropped. Haha, come on, let's go home already. The laughing lavender-haired girl walked ahead. Well, look like you just made a new friend. The blonde turned his head to the beauty and she just stared for a moment before she suddenly hop up once with pumped arms. Naruto actually thought it was pretty silly in a cute way until he noticed the key in her hand, say what should we do with this? He pointed it out as the quiet beauty stare at it, let's drop it off a police box, then go. She nods once before they walk to catch up with skipping lavender-haired girl. Next day at lunchtime, Naruto and Shako opened their own lunch bento, and they were about to start eating until Najimi approached them cheerily. "Hey there, Komi-san." The lavender-haired girl greeted with bright grin, "Why don't we eat lunch together?" The girls stared at each other for few moments before their bodies start to tremble for different reasons, one emotionally moved that someone is going to join her for lunch and other out of trauma. Oh. She noticed that Naruto was eating at his desk. "Isn't that Naruto-kun sitting there beside us? Are you eating lunch by yourself?" She leaned closer to him smugly, "Maybe you don't know this, Naruto-kun, but lunch tastes better when you eat it together with friends, you see. That's what I always do. So how about you?" "Maybe because I like to eat by myself sometimes so I can get some moment of peace to myself." Naruto deadpanned, eating his lunch calmly. "My, how bothersome." Najimi sighed with hand on her cheek, "If you want, I guess we can let you eat with us. Do whatever you like." He swallowed his rice flatly as he ignored some glares from their classmates, and before he knew it, the smiling lavender-haired girl pushed his and Shako's desks together with another desk. "Ah, by the way, Komi-san, why do you want me to be your friend?" The lavender-haired girl asked Shako cheerily, "Do you want more friends? What do you want to be in the future? What do you think of Naruto-kun? What brand of shampoo do you use? That looks tasty. Did you make it yourself?" She kept firing questions after questions at the silent girl, and the beauty looked broken by Najimi's endless questions until Naruto come to her rescue. "The reason why Komi want to be your friend because she wants to make 100 friends," Naruto said. "100 friends?" Najimi laughed monotone, "What? That's so few. You're not supposed to say that." The blonde looked at her dirty, "No sane person would go around and befriend many strangers while thinking nothing will happen to them, or did you forget about this pervert from yesterday?" "Oh, I see." The lavender-haired girl placed index finger on her chin with an impish grin as she ignored Naruto's last sentence. "Ah, Komi-san." She puffed her lips out to Shako, "My throat's kinda dry, I want to drink something." She grinned with glossed-over eyes. "Buy me a Stanbake's non-fat milk pistachio deep matcha deep cream frappuccino with choco syrup, grand. With whole lotta whipped cream. If you don't, I won't be your friend anymore." Both teenagers looked shocked, and before Naruto knew it, Shako quickly get up, then walk out while memorizing the order. "Wait, are you actually going?" Naruto hollered out at the beauty as she disappeared from his sight, and he slowly turned to the grinning lavender-haired teenager blankly. "You're a beep, a tucking beep. And damn proud of it." Najimi laughed with her head resting on her propped-up arm, "And beside, the place is pretty close." "No, it's not." The blonde's eyebrow twitched. "Don't take this the wrong way, Naruto-kun." She placed hands on her chest, "This is for Komi-san's own good. It hurts me too, you know. It's not like I asked Komi-san to buy me a," she repeat her order, "this is her training, so that she can speak with people. It's not that I want to drink it, you know." "Your lips are curving, troll." Naruto deadpanned before he get up to exit the class, "I'm going to follow her and make sure nothing happen. If it does, it'll be on your head. You do that and I'll go to one of my 3 lunch appointments in other places." Najimi waved merrily and the blonde grumbled something under his breath. Naruto followed Shako from safe distance until she reached the Stanbake's coffee place, and he watched her pace around nervously, then enter the building and out in few seconds before she entered it again. At first, he sees her taking a seat, then walk up to the cashier to make some gestures for the order. The worker give her a menu, and she scan it before she look up resignedly before the barista suddenly shout something out before he give her cup, but it was the wrong one, and instead of calling it out, Shako left with the wrong order. Oh boy, Naruto decide to enter the building to place the order, then left as soon as he gets it. "Ah, welcome back, Komi-san." Najimi grinned at the silent beauty as Shako returned to the classroom, "You're not hurt or anything, right?" The beauty held a bag out to her, "Ooh." The grinning lavender-haired girl get up to receive the bag cheerily, "Thanks, Komi-san. I was looking forward to." She take a cup out, then stare at it. She looked up to Shako confusingly, "What? This isn't it." Shako shed a tear and Najimi looked between Naruto, who just returned, and the crying teenager with flustered expression and cold sweats. "Hey, it's okay, it's okay." Naruto pat Shako's head gently as he tossed the right order to Najimi, "It's not your fault, it's all Osana's fault for pushing you to do something." He looked to the sheepish lavender-haired girl, apologized to her. "I'm really sorry, Komi-san." Najimi bowed slightly with clasped hands as she smiled apologetically, "I don't think you'd see, or I didn't think it'd make you feel like that." Shako turned her head sideways with pout, and both teenagers thought she looked cute when she does that. It took some time until Shako stopped pouting and the group was standing in a corridor near their classroom. "So, in other words, I just want to say that you can't friends with everyone." Najimi shrugged with her hands, "Komi-san, there are types of people you can and cannot click with, right?" "Yeah, and?" Naruto arched his eyebrow, and his self-proclaimed childhood friend laughed snobbishly. I compiled a list of people out of my childhood friends that have a similar personality to Komi-san. The lavender-haired teenager holds a student body book out proudly. We can choose your next friend from this list. She turned to peek into their class as both teenagers peek over her. The first one is that girl. Our classmate, Agari Himiko-chan. She pointed to a busty girl with glasses and pineapple hairstyle. The one that got nervous during the introduction. The blonde teenager asked. That's right. Najimi nodded. Agari-chan is a sweet girl, but weak against the stress of interpersonal relations. She glanced up to her friends, specifically, just by having one person looking at her can cause her to blush, get convulsions, hyperventilate, become inarticulate, have cold sweat, and stomach pains, among other things. Just saying she's very nervous. Naruto deadpanned at her details as Shako looked interesting in befriending this girl. Her height is 156 centimeters, Pisces, blood type B, her favorite food is tomato and avocado, her 3 sizes from top are 88, 69. Whoa there. The blushing blonde teenager suddenly chopped the lavender-haired girl's head. That is something you can't share with other people. That's violation of personal. Oh, Han, do you want to know my sizes then? Najimi grinned lopsidedly. It's again, the blushing teenager boy chopped her head and she rubbed her head with one hand as she stand up with a laughter while sticking her rear out to him. Okay, let's see the second person on the list. She blinked at empty spot next to the blonde. Wait, where's Komi-san? No, Naruto looked around until he noticed someone else missing. Agari-sen is gone, too. Maybe Komi went off to try and befriend Agari. Oh, well. Najimi entered the room with Naruto in tow. Let's wait here until Komi come back from wherever she is. She spun around to flash a grin at him. By the way, did you take a peek at my underwear when I get up back there? I don't mind if you do. No. He replied flatly without missing a beat. Aw, so you don't see my sexy lacy underwear then? She giggled with falsetto tone. It's orange, your favorite color. Naruto slowly turned to her with funny look. The tuck. Just kidding, just kidding. Najimi laughed with few waves. I don't have orange one. She leaned forward with a smirk. However, I am actually wearing. Ah. Himiko suddenly announced from the doorway and everyone turned to her with confusing blink as she blushed madly. She start to freaking out, then get more freaked when she look off screen before she screamed quickly. We're supposed to go to the gymnasium for our gym class in the 6th period. She quickly bowed to them, then ran down the hallway with hands covering her face, and all the students, but one, moved to one side of the class to look outside bewildered and baffled. Naruto blinked at them before he noticed Shako appear in another doorway. Did something happen between you two? Naruto approached the silent beauty in the hallway and she take her notepad out to write it down before she give him the paper as he read it. Oh, so in the end, you couldn't call out to her and talk. He looked up to sulking beauty. Hey, don't look down. There's always another chance since. Excuse me. Both teenagers turned their heads to see Himiko shuffle up to them timidly and the blonde swear that she was on other side of the corridor. Komi-san, today, the way you were watching me it was really scary. She yelped out as the teenagers nearly jumped at her sudden shout. But I don't know why you were watching me, but she smiled beamingly to them. Thanks to you I could change myself a little bit. So, she bowed. Thank you. Since you two are getting along now, why don't you become her friend? The blonde suggested and Shako looked hopeful. Himiko swiftly back away from them with waving arms. No. Impossible. No. That's not what I mean for me. Being a friend to Komi-san is something amazing, but she turned her face away from them with heavy pant as she gained a lewd expression. If I can be Komi-san's dog then I'll do my best. Haha. I hope we can get along. Both teenagers stared at her in silence before Naruto turned to the beauty with stone face. Forget this hentai fish. Let's find you someone else to befriend. How vulgar. Himiko gasped at his comment before she placed hands on her heating cheeks. Yes, insult me, call me names. I don't mind being your dog too. Like I said, forget her. Naruto gently pushed Shako away from this creepy pervert and the silent beauty quietly nods her head. But in the end, they have no choice but to befriend Himiko as long as she don't act like that again. Early in the morning, Naruto was changing his shoes at the shoe lockers before he noticed Shako enter the school's lobby. Morning, Komi. He greeted her politely. Good. Shako attempted to speak before she choked on her tongue. Gahak. Whoa, are you okay? Naruto placed his hand on her shoulder worriedly and the silent beauty nodded with embarrassing blush before she walked over to her shoe locker to change her shoes. Then they walked together to their class in silence. He guessed as she nodded once before she kept staring at him. He tried to figure something out and she write into her notebook. I've finally got myself a cell phone. Shako held it out to him. I never have one until now because I didn't need one. But now I have use for one. Thanks to you, Naruto-kun, now I have a lot of friends. 3 is really not a lot, Naruto thought to himself with a light scratch. And, the beauty hid half of her face with her notebook and she put it down while glancing at him with a long pause before she held it up while avoiding eye contact. Now I want to know my friends' phone numbers. Oh, sure. The blonde take his phone out. Here's my phone number. Shako just push her phone into his hand as he looked confused by her action. Why can't we just trade numbers via infrared? Naruto just put his number inside her contact list before he handed it back to her. Here. Shako looked at her phone with a bright face and Naruto can't help but to feel his heart skip a beat. Are you going to ask Osana for her number? She nodded to him then walked over to Najimi's desk. Oh, morning, Komi-san. Najimi rested on her desk with a smile. What is it, sugar? The beauty have a dark expression on her face as she held her phone out toward her. What the? The frightened lavender-haired girl tried to shield herself with her arms. Komi-san, why are you pointing a flip phone towards me? Her eyes darted to the blonde, Naruto-kun. Translate for her. Figure it out yourself. Naruto said cheekily and Shako decided to point things out as she held a paper out to Najimi then other things. Paper, phone, date numbers. The lavender-haired girl muttered puzzlingly until she realized something. What, do you want me to tell you my phone number? The beauty nodded. If that's what you want, how about I just punch my number on your phone instead of writing it on paper? She takes Shako's phone to put her number in the list. Oh, you got Naruto-kun's number first. It's literally the only one in the list before her, good for you. Shako nodded again before she walked over to another desk. Ah, Komi-san. Himiko smiled to her. Good morning. Her face became bright. Do you want me to massage your shoulders? Should I get you a drink? Maybe lick your shoes. Shako slowly lifted her phone up. Hey, do you want to take a picture of my Ahiga face and use it as a wallpaper? The busty teenager suddenly have Ahiga face out and Shako swear she saw heart shape in Himiko's eyes. I'm so happy. Yeah, no. Naruto appeared to help Shako out. Let's. Naruto-kun. The busty teenager gasped as she still keep her Ahiga face up. Do you want to take picture of my Ahiga face as wallpaper too? I'll write dirty words on my face with black markers and add white cream all over if you like me to. The tuck. He looked at her with creeped out expression before he quietly led Shako away. This girl might have some issues. I shiver to think what'll happen if they meet. I am so sorry. Himiko suddenly run up to them after Najimi said something to her with a laughter. Komi-san, you wanted my phone number, right? I misunderstood your intentions. Of course you'd want my number, it's easier to call your dogs that way. Before Naruto knew it, she traded numbers with the beauty. Naruto-kun, here's my number. She pushed a piece of paper into his hand. And please name me as the fish in your contact. Naruto stared at her with a drawl. No. So mean. The busty teenager whined with a blush and their homeroom teacher enters, ordering everyone to take their seat. Let's decide on the representatives today. The homeroom teacher announced. First up is the class pres. The top dog. Any volunteers? No one lift their hand. You guys have zero motivation. Who do you guys recommend, then? Almost everyone turned their heads to stare at Shako, who looked startled by the attention. Sensei, I think Komi-san is a fitting figure to be the president. A trendy girl stand up with raised hand. Yamai ran if Naruto remember correctly. I mean, she's always calm, elegant, charismatic, pretty, has the beautiful charms of a mature woman, but has a lot of stuff with cute black cat motifs. There's a little bit of violet of her eyes. She always wear neatly ironed uniform every day. The length of the nail of her index finger is the golden ratio. She's 168 centimeters tall, with her legs 84 centimeters in length. Her walking stride length is 50 centimeters. And they say people with blood type A is a punctual person, right? She have a dark creepy expression on her face. Someone like Komi-san can do a good job as the class president, don't you think? I have a sudden urge to call the police on this girl. Naruto stared at Ren blankly. And why don't anyone call her out on that? Do you have anyone else you want to point your fingers at? The teacher asked. Nobody, huh? She looked at the beauty student. Well, Komi, what do you think? Shako just sit there in silence before she start to tremble. Ha 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 ha, trembling with excitement, huh? The teacher said as the students look happy and the beauty was making a silent plea for someone to help her. What agree? No, you thought wrong. Naruto cut the teacher off with a deadpan expression before he turned to the beauty. Komi, do you really want to become class president? Yes or no? He ignored some students badmouthing him behind his back before it ceased immediately when Shako shook her head rapidly as he turned back to the teacher. See? She don't want it. I think the title of class president is far below her. Yes, her title should be goddess. Some agreed. Well, it can't be helped. Let's find someone else to force it on. DSK, this bastard think he's all that because he's close to her. I'll murder you. These were the common comments among the students and the blonde's eyebrow twitched at his classmates as they whispered loudly that he can hear them. Cowards, say it right to my face. Naruto was tempted to going back to his prankster days, but that would make him one of these freaks. Thank you. Shako slid a paper to him and it was written in very tiny size, as if she was saying it meekly. No problem. He waved it off. Does anyone want to volunteer or recommend someone? The teacher asked. Oh, I recommend Naruto-kun. Najimi raised her hand up with troll grin, and while we're at it, I'll be vice president. Naruto was about to decline loudly but. Naruto will do, right? Some students see it as a chance to push him away from their beauty classmate. I say Naruto. It's a pain so I choose Naruto. Haha, Naruto's so-called friendship with Komi will be easily break if he become the president and have no time. Okay, it's decided that Naruto will be the president. The homeroom teacher nodded, she just want to get this shit over with. What the tuck? Naruto shoot the daggers at his class with his eyes. Seriously, what the hell is wrong with this tucking class? Stupid school, stupid class, stupid Osana, I'm gonna get everyone back for that shit. Naruto grumbled to himself for hours as he worked on his homework in his living room and he would keep repeating it until he hear his phone ringing. The blonde picked it up, wondering who's calling at this hour, and he checked the caller ID to see it was from Shako. Hello? He answered it before it suddenly hang up and he blinked at his phone oddly, then he called back, he can hear someone answer it with panicking breaths. Hey Komi. Did you dial the wrong number or is there something going on? If there's nothing going on, just say something. He waited for a while until. The number you are calling is on, please try again later, the voice stammered timidly and Naruto can't help but to sweat drop at her poor attempt. I'm sorry, I called by mistake. That's okay, that happened to everyone. The blonde replied, guess she can speak easily when there's no one around and we're on phone. Well, then Shako's voice said slowly, bye. Okay, then. See you tomorrow. Naruto replied as the call ended and he put it down, then looked up with a blink. Huh, her voice is really nice and smooth to listen. He paused before shrugged to himself as he turned back to his homework. But Shako, she was flapping her legs on her bed while burying her face in pillow because she was happy and embarrassed from her first time calling a friend. During the break in classroom, Shako was watching a group playing a game in front with longing gaze that appeared to be dark to anyone else and she almost jumped in surprise when her first friend speak to her. Do you want to try playing that Saitu game? Naruto asked her and she paused for a few moments before she slowly nodded once. Alright, we can play it after school since there won't be anyone around and we can get Osana and Ayagari. He can't believe he's going to let this pervert join them for this game with twitching eyebrow and we can find someplace quiet. Shako nodded eagerly with pop-up cat ears. Naruto have to look at her head clearly to make sure he wasn't seeing things. No cat ears, okay then. Hey, Komi-san, you want to join us? Najimi suddenly stand up from the group with a kind and bright grin. It's alright, come sit here. How the hell can she hear us from there? The blonde stared questioningly at the smiling lavender-haired girl. Hey, the group cried with some gasps, Komi-san's gonna join us, no way. No way, that's just awesome. Ren swiftly applied makeover to herself, I gotta look pretty. Shako trembled in fear, having misunderstanding no way as rejection. Haha, it's fine, everyone's happy to have you here. The laughing lavender-haired girl beckoned the beauty to join them, as if she know what she was thinking before she turned her head to the classmates, right? Komi-sama's coming here. A teenager boy with spiky hair clenched his chest. The goddess, a teenager boy with long slick back hair spreading his arms out to the sky as if he was bathing in holy light, is going to descend to us. Oh, thank you, praise you, a female student worshipped with praying hands above her head. Hey, that is happy, not the normal kind of happy you should be feeling. Najimi stared at them oddly before her head turned back to Naruto with a smug trolling grin. What about you, Naruto-kun, want to join us? Well, Naruto was about to turn it down until he noticed that Shako was looking at him hopefully, as if she was pleading him to join the group so she can be more comfortable. Sure, if that's okay with everyone. Hey? A spiky-haired boy smiled, of course you can, silly. It's more fun with more people. Inside his head, who the tuck does this guy think he is? I won't be hard on him since I'm in the presence of Komi-sama. But you better disappear, you lowly piece of human garbage. You want to play too, Naruto-kun? Ren grinned, read between the lines, ass. What a nuisance. Have a seat. The boy with slick back hair said, please leave. Like, forever. You tuckers, I can read it all over your faces. The blonde stared at the group with twitching eyebrow as the friends take their seats, they were glaring at him despite their smiling faces. The Saitu game is kinda too difficult for beginners, so let's play Jayutin game instead. The lavender-haired girl said before she explained the rules, get it? Shako nodded, I'll start. Jayu. They clapped then say Jayu until it was up to Shako. Shako sit still as everyone stared at her, Jayu, she trembled, Jayu. Gosh, I didn't know you can joke too, Komi-san. Ren laughed airily with everyone else, and the bewildered lavender-haired girl looked at Naruto for a moment as he gave her a deadpan look. He knew it was going to happen like that. Ah, let's play something else. Najimi spoke rapidly. Yubasuma. Let's play that. Again, she explained the rule of the game. Easy, right? She start the game as her thumbs went up. Yubasuma 6. She checked the player's hands. Oh, I'm one thumb short. Ren 9. Ren announced as 9 thumbs went up. Yay. I got it right. She take her right fist out of the game. This is Seno 4. The boy with slick back hair said, but no thumbs went up. Ow, tough luck. Kichichichibirichichi 10. The ninja poser called out, only missed it by 3 thumbs. So we're going yell whatever we want, huh? Naruto deadpanned. Yup. The lavender-haired girl laughed. Alright then, the blonde sighed before he suddenly called out without any warning. Yubasuma 1. A thumb went up so fast. Ah. The ninja poser's eyes widened in horror, felt betrayed by his own action. He was hoping to make this bastard lose. Thank. Naruto pulled his left fist out and everyone turned to Shako. Shako remained silent for a long time. 5. 4 teenagers immediately lift 5 thumbs up on purpose. What's the point of this game if they try to butter her up like that? The blonde's eyebrow twitched at their obvious action. In the end, the silent beauty won the game with Naruto in second place, and the teenager with slick back hair was dead last. Looks like you've gotten used to things now. Najimi cupped her chin with a smirk. Let's add a punishment for the losers to spice things up this time, haha. She thrust her opening hand out. The game is Take no Konaiaki. And the punishment is that you have to make a kissy face. How about that? All teenagers, but 2, were for it, and Najimi explained the rules to the group. Do you get it? Naruto asked the silent beauty as she shook her head. No. Alright, it's pretty simple. To avoid loss, you raise your hands above your head and say number Naiaki. For example, 2 person have went up so you have to say 3 Naiaki to get up. You allowed if another person raised their hands up at same time with you or be the last person to come up. Get it? The silent beauty blink. Want me to go over it suddenly? Almost all teenagers stood up with raised hands while crying 1 Naiaki at same time. That's a perfect example of don't. This time, Shako seemed to understand the game. Okay, let's do this. The lavender-haired girl giggled after the losers showed their kissy faces to each other. Take no Naiakiki. 1 Naiaki. She raised her hands up right away with a smug trollish grin, and before Naruto and Shako knew it, there were several shouts. 2 Naiaki. 3 Naiaki. 4 Naiaki. 5 Naiaki. 6 Naiaki. The teenagers suddenly call out in a perfect row before Ren glanced at the 2 remaining players. Well, there's on. 7 Shako raised her hands up without any warning as she whispered very softly, Naiaki. Oh, look like I lost. Naruto said as the teenagers stared at him. He don't act fast enough because it just happened so sudden. The teenagers suddenly glare at him dirty for a moment before they move the desk back in place for the next class while trying to flattering up to Shako to get in her grace. Okay, they get a tucking problem. The blonde's eyebrow twitched until he feel a tug on his sleeve from Shako, and he looked at her. Are you okay? The silent beauty asked him with notebook as soon as they returned to their desks. Yeah, I'm fine. The blonde shrugged it off. Thank you so much. Shako wrote, it was fun. Good, I'm glad. Naruto replied with a tiny smile. Ah, Naruto-kun, you better show me your kissy face later. Najimi hollered from front row with waving arm, and the silent beauty looked over to him. Ugh. The blonde groaned, this girl is not going to let it go, isn't she? The class have a physical examination, and Naruto honestly find it weird because there's another weird classmate, a girl named Yudano Mikaru, and she kept acting strange every time she get near to Shako, then suddenly decline herself Shako's rival. Please don't tell me my whole class is filled with weirdos. Naruto sweat dropped before he turns to the silent beauty, how's your results? Mine look pretty good. He really can't wait for school day to end already. Naruto and Shako was listening to Najimi's long story as they get ready to leave the school ground, and that guy then tells me, Kid Najimi suddenly turned to Shako, by the way, Komi-san, can I drop by your house to play this afternoon? Hey, don't change the topic like that. Naruto looked at the lavender-haired girl flatly, and beside, you can't suddenly ask. SSSH. The lavender-haired girl shushed him while staring at Shako. The silent beauty was thinking deeply, and the blonde can tell that she's deeply conflicted. You can say N, he said before the beauty nodded once and the lavender-haired girl cheered with fist pump. Naruto-kun is also coming, right? Najimi suddenly said with an opening grin. Eh? Naruto looked between the girls. I don't think she'll go for it because again, the beauty nodded once. Really? You sure? Shako suddenly nodded and shaking her head many times as the teenagers look confusing. Which one is it? Whoa, that's a pretty house. Najimi rushed up to Komi's house as if it's her own home. Well then, thanks for having me over. I bet Komi is regretting it. Naruto stared at the lavender-haired girl with deadpan expression before his head turned to Shako next to him. Are you sure we can really go inside? The beauty nodded her head before she trembled. Are you sure? Sure. She nodded more. Alright then. Shako led the teenagers inside and they immediately see a pretty lady carrying a laundry, looking back to them. Is that your? Ooh. The woman said bubbly. For real? Shako brought friends, this is the first time. Come on right in, it's lovely to see you. Eh? Najimi sweated at her personality. Are you Komi-san's mo sis? Who are you? Ahaha. The woman laughed. Nice to meet you. I'm Shako's mother, Komi Shuuko. She flashed them a V sign over her eyes with a wink, an eternal 17-year-old. Shako waved her arms out of embarrassment as the teenagers stared at her weirdly. Honey. She called out. Shako brought some friends home, come, and introduced. She turned back to them as she bumped her head with sticking out tongue. Oh, he hasn't even come home yet. Oopsies. The embarrassing beauty quickly pushing her friends up the stairs, then invite them inside a room. Whoa. The lavender-haired girl recovered quickly as she examined Shako's bedroom. So this is your room? Check it out, Naruto-kun, it smells really nice. She sniffled deeply few times. Stop it. Naruto deadpanned at her. I see you keep your room really clean. Najimi hopped onto the beauty's bed. Oh, can I sit here? She turned over to look at some plushies, a cat plushie, so cute. Mind if I sit here? The blonde gestured to cushion near low table as the embarrassed beauty nodded. Thank your mother is quite a character, isn't she? The lavender-haired girl choked on her spit. She was doing random things to avoid the topic of Shako's mother, and the blushing beauty nodded again. Yeah, I understand how you feel. Naruto sighed wearily. My mother's kinda like that but way worse. The teenagers suddenly become quiet as they sit around, and Shako have no idea how to treat her guests. Naruto-kun, say something. The lavender-haired girl said, something else than mothers. Like what? Naruto said. Like dirty th. Najimi smirked before Shuuko suddenly entered the room with food tray and drinks. Here you go, I've brought some snacks. Shuuko said brightly, putting tray on table. Thank you, Komi-san. The blonde said politely with the lavender-haired girl and the smiling woman leave the room right away as the teenagers start eating their snacks. Ah, I need to go to the toilet a bit. Najimi get up as the beauty nod, then point to right, out and right, okay. She leaves the room, only to turn around and peeking through a small gap in door. She wants to see if they'll become awkward because it's a boy and girl, alone in a bedroom situation. I assume black cat is your favorite breed, am I right? Naruto commented after seeing some cat-themed objects, and he noticed Shako have several black cat objects. Shako nodded once before she writes something down. And your favorite dog breed? She asked. Naruto had told her that he's a dog person after fox and toads. It's hard to say because I like mutts. The blonde hummed thoughtfully, mixed breed. So that make it harder to choose which one, and I actually like all kind of dogs. The beauty not understanding and they eat more snacks, then looking around a bit before return to their seats to drink cups, barely chat. You two. Najimi opened the door with squeak. How come you don't feel awkward? Why should we? Naruto put his cup down as he looked at her funnily, and beside, we know you were hiding behind the door the whole time. The beauty looked surprised by that. Oh, you don't notice. The lavender-haired girl suddenly crawled into Shako's bed, lying on her side with her back to the teenagers, before she turned over and reached under the bed without any warning, as Shako jolted up in alert. Huh. Her hand touched something familiar, and she pulled some self-help books on conversation, and the embarrassed beauty waved her arms frantically, as if someone had discovered a slash of porno books. Hey, that's rude to snooping around. The blonde pushed the books back under the bed, and really? In front of your host, really? Is that your photo album, Komi-san? Najimi changed the topic right away as Naruto rubbed his forehead while Shako looked exhausted. Can we see it? The beauty nodded exhaustedly before they sit down around the table with opening album. Wow, so cute. The lavender-haired girl turned pages. Where is this? Such a pretty place. Whoa. Komi-san in a swimsuit. Shako suddenly smashing table with both arms many times out of embarrassment. That gotta be the saddest album I've ever seen. Naruto noticed that she's alone in all photos, and he don't say it out loud because it's very rude, also he know the real reason why. Oh, so you can play the piano. The lavender-haired girl whistled at some pictures. You took part in a lot of activities. She pointed at a calligraphy photo. No wonder your writing is so pretty. She turned the page before she paused at the sight of frightened students and trembling girl in English class. It's pretty clear there's a communicate disorder in this photo, before she looked up to the clock. Ah, look at the time. Sorry for staying for so long, Komi-san. The teenagers get up as Shako see them out. Well then, we'll be heading home now. Thank you for having us over. The blonde said politely, we can do it again whenever you feel like it. Shako nod then bow to them as they bow back before they head out into the night. Are you happy now, Osana? Just about. Najimi texted something in her phone with a wide grin. Now. Yup, I am. What did you texted? Naruto asked her suspiciously. I sent Komi-san this photo. The grinning girl showed him the picture of her selfie with Naruto and Shako sitting at the table. Oh, that's nice of you, he said before he paused with a rapid blink. Wait. When did you take this photo? I've never seen you take one. Ah, you didn't notice because you was staring at Komi the whole time. Najimi nudged him with a laughter. You sure know how to make a girl jealous. Naruto rolled his eyes. Say, want to make me less jealous? Let's go looking for a love hoe. Yeah, I'm heading home now. Naruto flicked her forehead before he walked away from the pouting lavender-haired girl. Moo, Naruto-kun, I was just kidding. She jogged to catch up with him, but honestly, I don't mind if you take me home and have your way with another flick to forehead. Ow. I was joking. Joking. The next day, Naruto was walking on sidewalk and he takes a turn into an alleyway for a shortcut. Why do I have a feeling like something crazy is gonna happen? He wondered until he noticed a shadow out of the corner of his eyes and a crackling noise reach his ears. Naruto quickly turned around in time to grab the wrist that holds a stun gun before he shoved the assaulter away from him. What the tuck? He looked up to face Ren. You. TSK. Ren scowled with dark expression. How can you react this fast? Long story. Naruto glared at her. Why were you trying to taste me? Because you, the trendy girl, growled. And who are you again, by the way? He cut her off calmly with raised hand and they stare at each other in silence, one puzzled and other bewildered. I'm Yamai Ren. Ren shouted at him. How do you not know my name? We're in same class and we even had self-introduction. Well, I do remember you from class, but I'm a little bad with name. Naruto answered, but again, you can't blame me for not remembering because we never speak to each other. I mean, would you remember your old classmate from your previous school if you two never speak to each other the whole year? Oh, you do have a point, the trendy girl said before she suddenly realized why she's here in first place as she stomped her foot down. Oh I. Don't you try and make me stray from my mission. Which is? The blonde narrowed his eyes with his guard up. To take you out. Ren growled creepily. You always hang around Komi-sama and kept getting in my way from getting close to Komi-sama. How can I make her mine while you're there? I don't like how close you are with her, to smell her lingering scent, collecting strands of her hair so you can examine and taste it, take her leftover lunch from trash, rubbing your tits all over her clothes, so Naruto stared at her with creeped out expression as the stalker rambled on, half admitting to each action she participates in. The tuck. Naruto blinked. Please don't tell me she's a stalker. Why is there a weird and creepy stalker in my class? Why is there another weirdo? Now I'm going to take you out and hide you at my home. The trendy girl charged toward him with crackling stun gun and the blonde narrowly dodged it, quickly punch her an arm. The force behind his punch pushed the surprised girl into the wall and she cried out in pain. Ow. Ren looked at him in shock. Did you punch me? You can't hit a girl. Wah. Damn straight I did. He shouted with his fists up. It don't matter if you're a girl or not, you came at me with this weapon, so I have every right to defend myself, you crazy stalker fish. I acted in self-defense. Why? Ren trembled with her head down before she lunged at him with battle shout. Rah. She attempted to swipe at him with her nails and stun gun, but Naruto managed to evade them and he surprised her with a headbutt to her nose, following by a few hits that push her back. My nose. She covered her nose with wince as she sharply looked up to him with tears in corner of her eyes. You hit me. She attempted to attack him again, but the result always turned out the same way, few punches here and few kicks there with some couple headbutts. Come on, I can do it all day. Naruto kept his fists up with glare. No one ever hit me before. The trendy girl's head went down for a moment before she looked up to him with joyous blissful expression. Please punish me more. Please dom me. She clasped her hands together with bleeding nose and drool. What? The blonde uttered with weird look. The way you act toward to me, the way you hit me, how you don't hold back and don't care how much you hurt me. Ren panted eagerly. You make me feel like a sub. Now looking at you you're so rugged and handsome. Oh, I am so in love with you and Komi, I want both to be mine. I want to dom Komi and be dommed by you in turn, the idea of submitting at your feet arousing me. I'm Naruto slowly back away from the panting stalker as she rambled on. I'm going this way. He pointed to the random direction before he power walked to the school, far away from this crazy girl as fast as he can. Why is there another crazy pervert? Shako stared up to Naruto with tilted head, wondering why her first friend looked so exhausted and she wrote him what was wrong. I have a weirdest morning ever and I hope it was all a bad dream. The blonde rubbed his forehead with a heavy sigh. 2 agari is too much. The silent beauty blinked confusingly and she was going to ask him about that until they hear someone coming up to them excitingly. Ah. Himiko barked with small drools. Kakakakakakomi-sama. Nanananaruto-kun. Good. She held her hands up in paws. Aw, sosasasasasa sorry. How dare a lowly dog like me speak to you, haha. Stop talking like that, you crazy Megane. Naruto rubbed his temples. Ah, sorry. The busty teenager suddenly stick her rear out to him, please punish your lowly fish, master. Like I said, 2 agari is too much. The blonde ignored the busty teenager and Shako looked at her glasses wearing friend with few blinks, unsure how to react or think about it. Eh? Himiko looked at something behind the teenagers before she whined, I'll excuse myself she quickly flee and the friends look confusing by that. Komi-san, Naruto-kun, mornin'. Najimi suddenly appeared at their side with raised hand before she talked their ears off and Naruto swear he heard some dark mutters. Oh, Yamai-chan. The blonde nearly tripped over his foot and they turned around to see smiling trendy girl, morning. Ah, Najimi-chan. Ren said sweetly, good morning. Aren't you just as goddamn lively as ever? Goddamn. The lavender-haired girl blinked with small sweats. Ah, good morning to you too, Komi-san. The trendy girl poked her head out ahead with bright expression before she turned to Naruto with lust in her eyes, morning to you too, Naruto-kun. Shako turned to Ren with shadow over her face as Naruto flat out ignored her while denying the reality of this morning incident. Oh no, Ren stepped back from the beauty stare. Ah, Yamai-chan, she is Najimi was going to explain the situation. Komi-san is so lovely. Ren said out loudly as the lavender-haired girl blinked owlishly, I feel so much at ease. It makes sense, doesn't it? It would just lessen her worth if she were to acknowledge some random nobody like me saying hello out of nowhere. Komi-san ignoring my greeting makes me very happy. I'll be more happier if Naruto-kun beat me up right here. Komi, we better get in the classroom before the bell ring. Naruto quickly led Shako away from the stalker before he whispered under his breath, and please don't befriend her. He don't notice that Ren grabbed Najimi to pressure her into something. So, this right here is Yamai Ren-chan. Najimi introduced the smiling stalker to the silent beauty and blonde, the lavender-haired girl feel nervous because she have seen the true face of Ren. We played together before, remember? Ren said brightly with a wave, I'm Yamai Ren. Nice to meet you. Son of A Naruto's eyebrow twitched as he stared at her creeped out and Shako shivered as the trendy girl drooled at the sight of beauty, then Ren slowly reached out toward her in creepy fashion, grasping and wiggling her fingers before Naruto grabbed her wrist tightly. Oi, what were you trying to do with this hand? The trendy girl looked at her caught hand in silence. Hide her, please. She gazed up to him with lewd drool and he immediately released her as Ren pouted that. Hey, Komi, do you like Hamburg steaks? Ren chirped to the beauty, I end up making too much for lunch. If you'd like, could you eat some of it? Shako honestly feel a little uncomfortable with the way the trendy girl was looking at her with this lewd panting face, but she not anyway, hell ye. She quickly cleared her throat, sorry. This isn't what you think. Komi, if you're there Naruto stared up at the ceiling as he ignored the crazy girl's conversation with Shako. What did I do to piss you off that you decide to slap some crazy weirdos in my class? Is that because I used to prank some monks and priests with the corncob prank when I was little? It's time for homeroom. The stalker skipped to her desk with a wave, I'll see you later, Komi-san, Naruto-kun. If she end up hanging out with us often, I'm blaming you for that. The blonde looked at Najimi. Hey, she just scared me. The lavender-haired girl whined before a troll grin appears on her face. Hey, let's go to Yamai-chan's house after SCH the blonde grabbed her face in tight grip with palm covering her mouth. Finish this sentence and I'll make you regret it. Naruto stared stoically with twitching eyebrow and Najimi simply give him a thumb up. He is not keen to visiting a stalker's home, who know what she have in her room. I can't believe Komi decide to befriend Ren after I told her what she's really like. Naruto sit down at his desk few days later with a shaking head and that Najimi told her about Komi's disorder and why don't this school do anything about Ren's knife? What is wrong with this school? He take another deep breath before Shako walk into the classroom, morning, Komi. Everyone is acting different than usual Shako wrote, is there something weird about me? Huh? Naruto glanced up and down her appearance, he don't see anything on her, just summer uniform. Nah, you're fine. Maybe it was some misunderstanding or something else. The beauty looked worried for a moment before she give him a nod as their classmates arrived. What they don't know is that everyone were acting weird because of her summer uniform. I want to go to a ramen restaurant. The beauty suddenly wrote out of blue. Ramen restaurant? Najimi suddenly appeared, sure. I'm in mood for some ramen, we could go to the one near the station. Yeah, I'm all for it. The blonde grinned before he become curious, but why do you want to go to one? I wanted to go there once. Shako answered, it's a dream of mine to visit a ramen restaurant. What a strange dream to have, Komi-san the lavender-haired girl thought. That's a good dream to have. Naruto smiled, Ramen is. Duo, you're all going for Ramen. Himiko approached them as she pushed her glasses up. Beepy, well then, it's my time to shine. Hey, Agari-san. The teenagers looked at her strangely. Tadea. The busty teenager present a ramen restaurant to her friends happily, this is the shop I recommend. Hey, isn't there that famous chain restaurant? Najimi said in realization. Yes. Himiko smiled. Ah, but is it alright? The lavender-haired girl glanced to her, I heard their portions are big and quite oily. Let's go. Shako held her notebook up. Let's see, the Daru-chan has been picking up some fame lately, so normal people think they the busty teenager take a book out as she push her glasses up, beepizing and reciting the info from her book to gawking lavender-haired girl. Naruto-kun, I think we have a pod person here Najimi said and she wait for reply, but it don't come before she turn her head, Naruto-kun. Hey, the line is moving. Naruto waved from the end of the line, hurry up and get in. While the lavender-haired girl blinked rapidly as the girls joined their male friend in line. I'm sorry. Himiko squeaked embarrassingly, I always say too much when I talk about F-food. Is that so? Najimi sweat dropped before she laughed, well, that's an unexpected side of you, Agari-chan. Aren't there some rules in these kind of shops? I saw it on TV. They entered the restaurant, what did you get, Agari-chan? Shall I get the same thing you did? Guilty. The busty teenager placed her hand on her shoulder. The lavender-haired girl looked confusing, Ga. She looked around confusingly as the teenagers take their seat quietly before she joined them. What are you doing, Agari-chan? She noticed Himiko's strange behavior as if she was worshipping something and she was about to take her cell phone, only to have it swat out of her hand by the busty teenager. Why? What the tuck is going on? A giant tough man appear in front of them with crossed arms before he whispers so quiet, order. Tough noodles full of foil bits some evagis. Himiko ordered to Najimi's confusion. Give me one of everything on menu and keep them coming. Naruto said and almost everyone trip or choke on their foods when they heard him. In extra large bowls, please. Wait, you're ordering everything off the menu Najimi cried out, isn't too much ramen bad for your health? And you can't eat everything in one sitting. It's healthy and I can. The blonde broke his chopsticks cleanly with a certain glint in his eyes, ramen is my favorite. But do you know how much it cost? The lavender-haired girl said before she shake her head, wait, never mind that. She noticed that the shopkeeper seemed to understand Shako's order, even when she's silent. When their orders arrived, wow, this is too much. Najimi stared at large portion in ramen bowl before she turned to the blonde, if it's regular, then your orders would be. Another one, old man. Naruto placed an empty bowl on a tall stack of empty bowls, sipping another bowl. Wow, she dropped her jaw with almost everyone, besides Shako who was calmly eating her ramen with grace. Wow, so fast Himiko uttered in shock and everyone watch on with morbid fascination as Naruto kept eating more bowls while the shopkeeper prepare another bowl for his now number one customer. The blonde finished eating when he noticed Shako turn her empty bowl in and walk out. Thank for the meal, old man. The blonde paid his food with a card before he head out to join his quiet friend as everyone stare at his back with dropped jaws, he just ate over 100 bowls and walk away like it's nothing to him. How do you like it? Your first time in ramen restaurant? It's really delicious and good. Shako wrote, let's come again sometime. Sure, let's come back here next week. Naruto grinned before their friends joined them outside, one in pure confusion and shock and other look full and happy. What the tuck? Najimi uttered under her breath, that has to be the weirdest day of her life. After the class president's meeting ended, Naruto walked down the corridor to locker area as he think back to the morning when Shako shared some puns with him and Najimi. So she really liked puns and dad jokes, huh? He can't help but to shake his head in amusement until he spots Shako standing at the doors as it rain outside and the silent beauty notice him from the corner of her eyes. What are you still here? He asked. I was in the library and forgot about the time. Shako replied and Naruto nodded in understanding before he noticed something missing from the umbrella holder. Osana. Naruto shouted out to the said girl after he see the note that said Najimi have take his umbrella, even claimed to be a phantom thief and look like I'm gonna run for it him. He noticed that Shako was waiting at the entryway with opening umbrella and they stare at each other before she beckoned him to come with her hand. Are you sure? She nodded, okay, I understand. Let's go to a nearby store. He stretched his hand out, is it okay if I carry it for you? Shako blinked before she stared between her umbrella and him then handed it to him with a nod. They walked together under the rain in silence for a while until Shako noticed that Naruto's right shoulder was getting wetting as he walked on the side near to the road, some drive-by cars splash water all over his pants and the slight beauty glanced at herself to see that she's completely dry. Is something wrong? Naruto asked, caught her staring. Nothing. Shako shook her head with heating cheeks and he shrugged his shoulders, walking until they reached the store and he quickly buy a new umbrella, then returned Shako's umbrella to the owner. Here. The blonde gave her a wave, be careful heading home, I'll see you tomorrow. Shako waved back with a light blush as her friend left and she walked home. One morning in class, Naruto was half listening to Najimi's one-sided chit-chat with Shako until they hear some shout. Gah. The teenagers jumped up before they look over to see a girl with eye patch and jacket on shoulders as she held her twitching hand up. Wow, what is this? The forbidden power dragon force inside me is reacting. But why? She looked at the bewildered teenagers, could it be Princess Camellia? Princess Camellia? The blonde stared at the strange girl, I swear if another weirdo show up, I'm gonna. Eh? Najimi looked at the confusing beauty, Komi-san, you know Nakanaka Amaharu. Princess Camellia. Amaharu gasped, could it be that you have forgotten? It is I. And this one is Ichinobu. Naruto buried his head in hands with a heavy sigh as he ignored Amaharu's crazy story about reincarnation and dragon force, what the hell is this school? He watched the Chuabu become flustered when Shako asked some questions. Who cares about that setting? The Chunabu held her hand out to her, now quickly make the blood oath with me. Although, that one is not bad compared to others. The blonde turned to his silent friend, I believe she want to be your friend. Shako looked at him then turned to stare at Amaharu for a while, until Amaharu suddenly scream out with hand on her eye patch. Why? Amaharu flee the room, my wicked eye is out of control, I have to give the infirmary a visit. So Nakanaka-chan was that kind of kid, Najimi said bewilderedly. The class has a PE period and the teacher stand in front of her class. We will be doing some warm-up exercises. The teacher said, form groups of 2. As soon as she clapped her hands, all students start to fight over Shako to be her partner and Naruto sweat drop at the side in the distance before he look around for anyone until he see Amaharu sitting by herself with head between her legs. Why doesn't Amaharu whispered as the blonde approached her from behind, anyone want to team up with me? Hey, want to team up with me? Naruto pat her back, causing her to scurry back with a startled yelp. Washington. The Chunabu stuttered, you scared me. Oh, sorry. He held his hand out to her, I thought you heard me coming up. Here. Huh? Amaharu grabbed his hand, do you want to do the exercises with me? Yup. Naruto glanced over his shoulder to see that Shako have chose Najimi as her partner before he turned back to his partner and they went through some basic warm-up. Okay then, let's play volleyball. The teacher clapped her hands again. Naruto-san. The said blonde glanced to the Chunabu as the students walked to the courts. Amaharu looked around timidly with light blushes, FTNK stream coming up from her head. Ooh, she suddenly laughed out nervously with darting eyes. Phew, ha 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 ha. I have fooled you, hero Naruto. I am not Princess Camellia's attendant Arso Treswetnit. My name is the Dragon Lord of Darkness Malto Tree Vesna and due to our blood oath, you have now become my servant. Phew, ha 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 ha. Oh, okay. Naruto replied, seeing it as her way to asking for his friendship before he jabbed his thumb to his friends, do you want to join us for a volleyball game? Amaharu blinked up to him few times before she whipped her head away with red face. HMPH, well, it can't be helped. The Chunabu crossed her arms, I'll pardon you from becoming a slave. She joined the group and ended up befriending Shako, bringing the beauty's friends up to 5. Hey Komi-san, where do you buy your clothes? Najimi asked a beauty in class after the PE period ended, I'm curious about what you usually wear. I never bought any myself. Shako answered. Then on your days off, where do you like to go? The lavender-haired girl asked. I rarely leave my house. The beauty answered. That's a bit sad. Both teenagers sweated before Najimi stood up with a flick of her arm, very well then, let's go buy some clothes together. Shako jolted up with cat ears before she wrote something down. Well, I appreciate your feelings, but Shako turned the page with dark lines under her bangs, I'm scared. Ahahaha, there's nothing to be scared of. Najimi laughed, both Naruto-kun and I will be there for you. Right. Wait, me? Naruto looked up from his hand to them, but, you girls are going to shopping for clothes, and I'm a guy you know. Of course, we need a man's option. The lavender-haired girl smirked impishly as the beauty think it over, that is your chance to see us in cute clothes and fuel your wet DR. The blonde glared at her, well, it'll be troubling without an interpreter. Really, an interpreter? He deadpanned before Shako nodded, want him to join them. Hey, can I invite someone else too? Najimi asked as Shako nodded again before she waved to a certain person, Agari-chan. Wanna come with us to buy clothes for Komi-san? Himiko turned to them with a happy grin, clothes you're taking the dog for a walk. I'm so happy. I'll come. Okay, the lavender-haired girl sweat dropped, but it's not a walk. If she give me the leash and collar, I'm out. Naruto deadpanned, causing Najimi's sweat drop to enlarge. Unknown to them, someone was listening in. We're here. Najimi pumped her fist up as the group went up the escalator and mall before she turned to her friends. The kind of clothing we'll be buying is on the 3rd floor. Do you come here often? Naruto looked around out of curiosity. I drop by around 8 times a week. The lavender-haired girl guessed. Seriously, you need to stop befriend bunch of strangers. The blonde deadpanned, what if your friends turn out to be some criminals or crazy guys? Ah. The group looked over to see Ren waved her hand to them, Komi-san. Naruto-kun. Oh my, what a rare coincidence. Like the stalker. Naruto pointed to her, coincidence, my ass. She might have overheard them early. The stalker ended up joined them by a small force, and the blonde glanced back in time to see Komi back away from the saleswoman nervously before the beauty quickly put shirt back in place, then power walked to hide behind Naruto's back. You okay? He asked as Shako clung to his shirt with tremble, and her response was a rapid nods. Komi-san, what type of clothing do you like? The smiling stalker asked and the beauty looks confusing by that. You do have some casual clothes, don't you? Najimi said, so based on those. Yeah. Ren said, like motor girly, feminine, casual, Jairu, Harajuku, street, forest girl, punk, gothic and so on. What's the heck are forest girl, mode and Harajuku? The blonde asked oddly. I usually have my mom buy them for me so I don't know. Shako held her notebook over Naruto's shoulder. I do think about how I need to buy new clothes for when I'm going out, but I don't know what to wear when I'm at the boutique. I think you can wear whatever you want to a store. Naruto thought to himself. Alright then. The lavender-haired girl announced with crossed arms, let the have Komi-san wear what I choose. Coordination battle begin. The teenagers stared at her with different expressions. The rules are simple. With 10,000 yen, find the clothes you want Komi-san to wear. After Komi-san tries each of them, everyone's choice will be scored. Finally, we will buy the entry with the highest score. Why can't we just let Komi pick whatever she want and we make decisions together? The blonde said. Time to show you all what I've got. Ren crackled her fist. I can also choose Komi-san's clothes. Himiko stuttered, I'll try my best. Okay. Najimi raised her fist up, ready. Go. The girls swiftly entered the clothing store. Okay. Naruto sighed at that before he walks into the store to pick some clothes out. Thank you for waiting. The lavender-haired girl acted like a show host as she presented the changing booth to the teenagers. Komi-san has finished changing, and it's time for the great reveal. Komi-san. They stared at the curtain for a while, then Shako barely peeked out before Najimi tried to pull the curtain back as the embarrassed beauty held it in place. Komi-san. Will you please come out? The embarrassed beauty have no choice but to come out in a Chinese dress with heavy blush. Yahoo! The Chinese dress is the best after all. Where in the world do you find this dress in this store? Naruto held 5 score up with Shako, while the other girls scored it slightly high. Shako returned to the changing booth and come out in a loose off-the-shoulder blouse with hot shorts, which she don't like very much out of embarrassment that she score it 0. Who the hell picked Naruto? Give it 1 for her sake until he noticed Ren's joyous expression, then checked the price, disqualified. Ren cried out and the other agreed with the verdict as Shako swiftly changed behind the curtain before she come out in a long skirt with plaid shirt and glasses. Who picked it? The blonde scored it 8 together with the beauty before Najimi raised her hand up proudly. Hey, didn't you choose one already? The last one was a joke. Najimi laughed as Shako come out with other outfit, a plain shirt with teddy bear picture on it and denim pant with sneakers. Everyone but Himiko scored it too. Why? Himiko asked, isn't it cute? Yeah, only if it's to wear at home. Naruto deadpanned. Now let's check out Naruto-kun's choice. The lavender-haired girl chirped as soon as the beauty returned to changing booth. I'm not good with women's fashion trends or whatever so I picked something random. He said. Save us the virgin excuses and hurry up. Ren said sweetly. Say the virgin that will never get laid because of her stalkish and fishy personality. Naruto retorted and the stalker looked oddly happy about it. Shako come out in a one-piece dress with sandals and everyone look at her in awe before everyone scores at 10. In the end, Shako bought the dress along with few more clothes. A couple days later, Naruto walked into the classroom and greeted his seatmate. Morning, Komi. He said as Shako nodded in greeting before he noticed something. Oh? Did you get a haircut? Shako dipped her head with heavy blush, nodding to confirm. Look nice. Najimi turned to them with Himiko and Ren before they react in different way, mostly shocked and depressed. What's up with them? The blonde raised his eyebrow at them before their teacher entered the room to start the lesson of the day and when the break come up, Najimi sit next to the friends. I wanna die, the lavender-haired girl said before she stared at them for a while, then repeat, I wanna die. You can't die. Shako thrust her notebook out at her shakily. Ah, no, I'm not really dying. Najimi sweated sheepishly, sorry, Komi-san. So, what's the problem? Naruto asked. Why? The lavender-haired girl looked up to him. Did you just ask why? Very well. I'll tell you why. She smashed her fist on desk because the testing period starts next week. And you hate tests. He said. That's right. Najimi whined. What's so interesting in studying without even saying a word? Isn't what we learn in class more than enough? I wanna play. I just wanna play. She glanced at her side. That's right. Let's study for the tests together. What's with that turn? Naruto deadpanned. Everyone's here. Himiko stuttered as soon as the trio show up in school library during lunch break. Are you studying for the tests? Please help yourselves. Wow, it's been 15 years since I last visited a library. The lavender-haired girl glanced around. So you never have been in one before? The blonde said. Ahaha. Najimi laughed loudly. You noticed, Naruto-ku. A paper fan hit her head and they looked back to see a giant bulky teenager girl. Be quiet in the library. The giant shushed them before she take a seat at front desk and the teenagers take a open table. Agari-chan, Agari-chan. The lavender-haired girl called out to the said girl quietly as she pointed to the crossed-armed giant with her thumb. What's up with that person? She is Garimi-senpai. Himiko replied, if you're noisy, she'll slap you with that fan. One hit is one out. Get 3 outs and you'll be kicked out. I see. Naruto figured that it's there so no one can bother any students who are here to studying. The busty teenager leave them to do some works and the group start studying for their upcoming tests beside Najimi. The lavender-haired girl was trying to find something to distract herself from the study, like making funny face at Naruto and looking around. Naruto-kun, Naruto-kun. Najimi came back with a whisper as she showed him a manga. These days, you can even find manga in the libraries. You're not going to studying, aren't you? He whispered back before he turned back to his papers. Ahahaha. The lavender-haired girl laughed out loudly before she held the manga out to him. Look at this, Naru. Be quiet in the library. Garimi slapped Najimi with fan before she returned to her seat. Najimi quietly dig into her backpack before she take out a Jenga set. She pull one stick out. It's so much fun, isn't it, Naruto-kun? Have you lost your senses? Naruto whispered with a deadpan expression before he noticed Shako's hand slowly move toward to take a piece of stick out. Komi. Alright, next is Naruto-kun's turn. The lavender-haired girl grinned as Naruto looked over to see that Garimi was watching them but did nothing. I guess it's okay. The blonde pull a piece out safety and Najimi take one out, only to knock the stack over with loud clangs, and Garimi swiftly hit each one's head before the giant carry Najimi out. Be quiet in the library. The giant warned. Alright, let's go back to study. Naruto glanced to the beauty, both have bump on their heads. That was the first time I got hit by a fan. Shako wrote, it was amusing. He can't help but to sweat drop lightly at that. The truth is I wanted to play as well. Well, same here. Naruto said, it's common sense that most people don't like studying. Let's go meet Osana outside. The beauty nod before they leave to meet up with Najimi. The test result appears on the last day before summer break and Najimi celebrated. It's time for summer. She have passed every subjects. Even though you hate studying, Naruto sided her, he also passed every subject with all 80. But you're pretty amazing, Komi. The beauty almost scored 100 on every subject. I completely lost. Yudano screamed after sneak a peek at Shako's score. She got the lowest score and have to go to classes during summer break. What's your plan for summer, Naruto-kun? The lavender-haired girl asked him happily. Not telling you. He replied flatly and the lavender-haired girl pouted. It have been a week since the start of summer break and Naruto was watching some movie on television, have finished his summer homeworks. Have I seen this movie before? He wondered before the phone rang and he picked it up to answer it. Hello? The number you have dialed is currently busy, please try again later. Someone said quickly before it hang up on him and Naruto looked at it oddly until it ring again. Hey. Naruto answered. It's your girlfriend, Najimi-chan, wanna go to pool tomorrow? Najimi sing-song, everyone is coming, even Komi. That is a half lie because she have yet invite the beauty, she have to make sure that Naruto will come before she can. You're not my girlfriend and sure, I'll come. The blonde replied, he have been thinking about getting out of the house for a bit. Hooray. The lavender-haired girl cheered, then, we'll be meeting in front of the Umakiri station tomorrow at 12. See ya. With that, she hang up on him and Naruto put his phone down with a shrug. Wait, who else is coming? Naruto realized he didn't ask about that and he really hope it's not bunch of new weirdo. The next day, Shako was waiting at the station in her new dress with hat, jacket and bag until she hear someone call her out before she look up to see Najimi and Naruto. Yahoo! Najimi waved, sorry for the wait and it's been a while. You sure are early, Komi-san. She noticed her outfit. Oh, that's the one piece Naruto-kun chose for you, isn't it? The beauty nod, it's good. It suits you. She jogged past her, well then, off we go. It does suit you. Naruto said honestly, you look really good and nice. Shako averted her eyes from him with tiny smile and heavy blush, he actually thought she looked so cute. What are you delittling for? The lavender-haired girl hollered from the distance, let's go. The friends catch up with her, and they meet up with several people that Najimi invited. Wait for me. Himiko showed up, please don't leave me. Ah, I forgot I called Agari-chan too. Najimi chuckled. You shouldn't have. The blonde muttered, he don't want this pervert to act weird at the public pool and say dirty things around innocent kids' minds. Wyatt. Ren waved as several teenagers jogged together up to them, don't leave us behind. The lavender-haired girl blinked owlishly, I don't remember inviting Yamai-chan, though. She's a tucking stalker. Naruto said bluntly, I bet she bugged our phones. Oh my, if it isn't Komi-san and Naruto-kun. The smiling stalker sing-song, what a coincidence. We also came to the pool. She clapped, that's right. Now that we're all here, let's group up and play together. Najimi shrugged, yeah, I'm okay with that. What about you, Komi-san? The beauty stared for a while before she gave a stiff nod with nervousness, and the group cheered as Naruto's eyebrow twitched, he hope it'll be a normal outing. Shako looked around at the water park with shiny eyes before she feel nauseous at the sight of crowd, there are too many people that she almost toppled back if it wasn't for Naruto. You alright, Komi? Naruto hold her back up and the silent beauty nod meekly. Komi-san. Ren waved in the distance, the changing room is this way. See you later, Naruto-kun. Najimi waved to the said blonde as she went off with Shako to join the girls to change their clothes. Later. Naruto went to the male changing room and the other three boys wait outside, have finished changed into their swimsuits. Thanks for waiting. The lavender-haired girl returned in a hot denim short and striped jacket over white shirt. I kept you waiting. Himiko appeared in polka dot one-piece swimsuit with blush, I had trouble putting on the swimsuit. It's crowded after all. Ren walked in a revealing black bikini and Shako show up with white bikini bra and short miniskirt, much to her own embarrassment. The beauty glances around for her first friend. Where's Naruto-kun? Najimi tilted her head cheerily, still changing. I bet he won't come out because he have a flabby st. The teenager with slick back hair laughed until someone cut him off. Hey, sorry for the hold-up. Naruto appeared, wearing an orange board shirt and what catch everyone's attention the most are his six-pack abs and muscles. Some swear he does look like a model or pro athlete. What? He raised his eyebrow at them as most classmates gaped at him with different expressions, what's with these looks? Ooh, it's firm and hard. The lavender-haired girl caught a feel on his abs with a giggle, make me want to lick it. Don't. The blonde flicked her forehead, that's kinda gross. Well, how do you know if it's gross to have someone lick your stomach? Najimi lick her lips, want me to confirm it for you? Anyone want to go check the water slide out? Naruto wisely ignored the lavender-haired girl as he pointed his thumb at the said ride and the group head to it. Say he turned to Shako with a quiet voice as they start climbing up the stairs, is your swimsuit new? It does look like very new to him and the beauty confirmed with a nod, ah, you do look good in it. That earns a blush from her. Ah, it's a slide for two. The lavender-haired girl pointed out as soon as they reached the top before she turned to Himiko, Agari-chan, let's go together. Yes. The busty teenager squeaked. If the worst happens, I'll at least have some cushions. Najimi smirked jokingly. Eh? Himiko blinked questioningly. Then I'll go with Komi-san. The teenager boy with dark spiky hair said before the boy with slick back hair rammed his elbow into his friend's face. No, she'll go with the Ravenet said cheerily before his face get hit by Ren. Komi-san, let's go down together. She chirped before a ninja wannabe appear behind her, looking like he's going chop her neck with his hand and the group start to fighting over who'll ride with Shako. You, over there, anyone is fine so just hurry up and come. The lifeguard beckoned Naruto over. Okay. Naruto approached the beauty, do you want to ride in front or back? Shako choose the front seat and the blonde sit behind her before they slide down the water slide together on the two-person tube. They slid out into the pool with big splash and Naruto get up to see that the beauty was kneeling in water. You alright? Shako tremble in excitement, you want to go again? The beauty nod eagerly with cat ears and she end up riding it 4 times in row, then the group take a little dip in a deep pool. Let's see who can hold their breath the longest underwater. Najimi grinned, the loser will treat the winner to juice. Everyone are up for this game, ready. Gabababu. Everyone dove underwater and Shako become the winner, so everyone have to bought juice for her as the beauty sit next to Naruto on the towel blanket. Hey, the blonde was about to ask Shako if she have fun, but he decided not to because she look happy and she turned her head to him with a questioning blink. Nothing. It's so fun. The laughing lavender-haired girl walked up before she ran across the poolside, alright. Next up is the diving board. Hey, don't run. Naruto hollered out before the beauty chase after Najimi. Oh I. He get up as Shako run until her foot hit a bump in ground and she fall forward down to the hard asphalt. She brace herself with closed eyes for the pain, but it never come as she feels something hard slid around her torso and under her legs, quickly scoop her up. Shako slowly opened her eyes to see Naruto as he held her in bride carry. That was close one. He exhaled out before he looked at her. I said don't run because it's dangerous. You alright? She nodded meekly with red face, she can feel his muscles. I'm gonna put you down. Promise not to run. The beauty nod rapidly and he put her down as others jog up to them. Are you okay? Komi ran screeched with others and the beauty nod again, feeling bad for worrying others and ruin the good mood. Everyone, let's go to the lazy river again. Najimi suddenly appeared to drag Shako and Naruto toward the said pool, and the blonde looked back to see the stalker and male classmates filing the bump with metal file for some stupid reasons. He didn't notice that the beauty sneak a glance at him before they fall into the water, courtesy of the laughing lavender-haired girl and a group play all day. Ahahaha, I never thought you would headshot a lifeguard with water gun. The lavender-haired girl laughed as the group ride the train back to their home stations. Wasn't it fun, Naruto-kun? That was an accident. Naruto grumbled embarrassingly before he looked over to Shako. The beauty was sleeping in her seat and he can see a very tiny smile on her face. Yeah, it was. He chuckled lightly. The end. So how was this part? I hope you like it. And if you like it, share this part with your friends and like the video too. And don't forget to subscribe our channel for daily awesome fanfiction. Okay, it's time for me to go. Bye bye.